Welcome back to the channel, Upcyclers. We are going to do something a little different today. Still a graded card reveal, but we are going to try to do it using the relatively new PSA app that allows you to preview your grades. So just got an email that grades popped on a order. Obviously, I don't have them back in hand yet. Probably will in about a week or so once they finish QA and actually ship them out to me. But I thought it would be fun to go over them early. Now, this is going to be a true blind reveal. I did look at the first couple of cards just because I was testing the video recording on my phone, so I've never done it before. So hopefully this goes okay. And yeah, let's get right to it. So first one we have. So the way the app works is, and you know, I've been critical of PSA. So credit where credit is due. This app is pretty cool and it works pretty darn well. So you go to your order and then you can reveal the grades, and it gives you the same experience as physically pulling them out of the box and doing a blind reveal. So it shows you the back of the card, and then you literally can flip it like that. And there you go. First one got a PSA 10. Then you click on the side and it goes to the next card, kind of like you're looking at like an Instagram story. Obviously, they use that as inspiration. So this is, and I don't even have to tell you the card because it shows it right there at the bottom. We got Gem 10 again, 2 for 2. I'm going to keep a little tally going to the side and give you some numbers at the end and how we did on a gem rate. Here's another one, 3 for 3. Good start. You know, the Tops Now ones you generally expect a really high gem rate on. You know, they're made pretty well, and because they're never inserted into packs, they're usually in real good shape. You know, I've sent a number of these kind of cards in over time, and I've gotten a lot of 10s on them. Okay, now let's get into some of the other stuff. This is a form of, I guess you'd call it a form of an Ohtani rookie, where they're all riding in the golf cart together. That's good. That's another 10. Okay, this is the the blue refractor. This is one I'm gonna make a separate video when I actually have the cards in hand, because about, I don't know, maybe almost half of this order are cards that I cracked and sent in, either ones that I thought the grade was too harsh and I wanted them to take another look at it, or ones that I bought in other people's slabs and cracked and sent in. So this is the first one of those. This one originally was an SGC 10. I cracked it and sent it to PSA, and they gave it a 9. And the whole order, that video is back a while on the channel if you go back and look. That whole order seemed overly harsh to me, and since SGC gave it a 10, I thought I would run it again. Now, interestingly, a lot of people say, here, we'll show it, got a 10. A lot of people say that, you know, if you send in a serial numbered card into PSA again, that they won't regrade it. They're tracking that, and they'll just say that and put it back in the same grade again. But obviously that's not true, because they gave it a 9, I sent it back to them, and now they gave it a 10, which aligns more with, frankly, what it probably should be. I think the 9, honestly, was overly harsh. So that's cool. All right, so we are 5 for 5. That is a great start. Spencer, whoops, wrong button. Spencer Strider. This, I think, is the first Bowman refractor. That got a 9. It's our first 9. This is the short print image variation of him batting. That also got a 9. Now we've got the Shohei. I think this is the gold foil. And that got a gem 10. Nice. Hopefully we are blessed with a kind grader. I certainly hope so. This is the Beatty gold foil. Got a 9. Okay, I opened some Topps Pristine. It's one of my favorite products. And this is one of the relatively shorter printed insert sets. Oh, snap. I think there's also an Adley Rushman of this as well, if I recall in the order. Let's see how this one did. Got a gem 10. Love to see it. Yep, here's the Adley. Also got a 10. Love to see it. Okay, this is a cool one. This is the Magenta Speckle Jordan Walker. This is at a $2.99, I think. Dang it, only got a 9. That's unfortunate. That would have been a nice 1 and a 10. Here's the Jordan Walker X-Fractor. That one got a 10, though. Then we've got another X-Fractor. I did open some of the, what do they call those things? The mega boxes that have the X-Fractors in them. So I think there might be a few more X-Fractors in here. There you go. World Series champ. Outman X-Fractor. Also got a 10. Spencer Steer X-Fractor. Also got a 10. This is just a regular refractor of Riley Green. Got a 10. Okay, this is probably one of the bigger cards in the order. I remember this one. This one, I think I cracked it. I think I bought it graded and cracked it out. I don't know, I'll have to, when I get it, I'll go back. I keep the labels when I crack out cards. That helps me remember what's what. So this is the image variation from Topps Update. So kind of like, they had the short print, people call the bat down. Then I guess you'd call the true rookie card of Acuna was in Topps Update. And this is the image variation of that true rookie from Topps Update. And it got, oh, so sweet. Yes, that is a good one. Thank you. Whew. That probably just about made the whole order. That's a pretty big card. And then there's a few Griffey PC cards in here. I'm almost hesitant to count these toward the overall gem rate, because I really don't expect these older Griffey inserts to get 10s, but hey, maybe. Yep, that got a 9. The old Stadium Club Firebrand. That's cool. And they actually did a version of this. This is the, looks a lot like the Heavy Lumber, I think they're called, from 2023 Topps. They obviously were borrowing that design. The Bleacher Reacher from 97. Got an 8. I am recording this in my tally, but I kind of wrote it off to the side because I'm tempted to not count this in the gem rate. Because like I said, this is a crazy die cut card that in a million years I wasn't actually expecting to get a 10. Anything really on this kind of age stuff, 8 and up is fine. I like to get 9s. I try to have a lot of 9s and 10s in my collection, but is what it is. Okay, and then we got some thicker cards here. I think there's also an Adley coming up after this. This is the Topps Chrome Authentic Relic card. And that got a 9, kind of as what you'd expect. And this is the orange out of 25. I like these cards because I think this is the first of the mainline Topps stuff they started doing this year, where they're starting to include the sticker tag, so you can track it back to what game or games it was worn in, which is pretty cool. Because I think we're all sick of the patches that say, this was not used in any particular game. You're like, well, if it's game used, you're making it sound not game used. This is the Adley. I would love to get a 10 in this, but on these thicker cards, 9 it's hard to get a 10, man. Oh, yes. That is sweet. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a Topps Tribute. This is a relatively big card. This is the an Adley Auto from Topps Tribute. A thicker card, so a 10 would be fantastic, but a 9 would be fine. Yep. Excuse me. Okay, now we're getting into, I think the rest of it are some garbage, some vintage garbage pail, and a couple of Marvel cards. So if you're only here for the sports cards, feel free to click out. But stay with me for another minute, because these are some pretty cool nostalgic cards. At least they are for somebody my age. I do have vivid memories of my mom not wanting me to have Garbage Pail Kid cards when I was a kid, and I snuck them anyway. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. There is a video, if you look back on my channel, I did video some opening of some packs. So yeah, this is the result. These cards, have pretty good value because of the vintageness, even in like 7s and 8s. 9s can fetch a pretty good premium, and 10s go for pretty big money. So if any of these can hit a 10, we're going to make out real well. But really, 8s and 9s are just fine and totally worth the effort of grading. And some of these I might even keep in my collection. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do PC versus selling. So anyway, this one is Geeky Gary. So this is from Series 1. It's number 10B. Got a 7. Ouch. That's not a great start. I always wonder about sending, vintage cards like this in with ultra modern sports, because I'm pretty sure that they have different people and different levels of training on their staff that handle this kind of stuff. I always wonder logistically, do they like do part of the order and like hand it off to a different person to do these, or does the same person try to do these, and is it kind of like, does that affect the grade because they're not really super experienced with this stuff? So anyway, I guess we'll see at least how this one, because I would say overall the grading on this order was pretty fair to generous. This is definitely not what I would call a hard or grumpy grader. So we'll see how we did on these garbage pails. Yep, I have a feeling we're going to get a bunch of 7s here because they don't know how to grade these. You got 1 8. Wait, 6. I'm blind. I can't read. Yep, these might need to get cracked and resubbed on their own, so an actual vintage person that deals with this kind of stuff will look at it, because I don't think these grades are very right or very good. Okay. Frigid Bridget got an 8. Bud Buggy. Yeah, I remember this one because I was only going to send. I opened a few packs of like Series 3 and 4. Really, you do need like 9s and 10s in this for it to be worth the effort. And I do remember specifically looking over this card very thoroughly, and I'm telling you, this card is perfect. So yeah, I think these are going to need to get cracked and resubbed on their own. So I guess we're kind of answering that question. So I think there's a very good chance that if you are sending in kind of a mixture of vintage or non-sports with ultra modern like I just did, I don't think that's a good idea, and I think you should send the vintage non-sports stuff on its own in its own little order. And I'm going to test that theory probably by resending in this stuff. We'll make a future video out of that. So yeah, that's a bummer. I was hoping for better grades on this Garbage Pail Kid stuff, but overall I am still happy with the order. Very good gem rate on all the ultra modern stuff. Yep, got 1 9. And really, like we talked about before, PSA could really solve all of their problems by just providing a small amount of grading notes. Like if I could look up that serial number, or there was a thing I could click on at the bottom here, I don't, like the big giant reports you get from Tag or something are great, but just basic stuff like, slightly off center, print defect, upper left front, scratch near middle back, just basic bullet point stuff like that, just to, give you some kind of direction on why a card that to the naked eye looks perfect, gets a 7 or an 8, whereas another one gets a 9 or a 10. That would be enough for me to resolve any and all issues I have with our friends over at PSA. Again, there's a couple of Marvel cards at the end. These were ones that I think originally got 8s or 9s that I think deserve 9s or 10s, because I watched some of my other videos. I am working on the complete PSA 10 set for the registry for 92 Marvel Masterpiece, and I'm getting pretty close. I'm at 86 now, and yeah, so judging by what they did with the Garbage Pail Kid cards, I would say I have 0% chance of getting a Gem 10 on these. Yep. As expected. And this one's probably going to be 9. A 4. Okay. Go home, PSA. You're drunk. Anyway, well, that was a little bit of an unfortunate ending to a good reveal. But the important thing is we did have of what I would consider the ultra modern cards that I was legitimately trying to get a 10 on. Minus the vintage stuff. The ultra modern stuff, we had, let me double check my math here. We had 6 9s and 15 10s, which is great. That is well above what I expect. I strive for about a 66%, 2 out of 3, and we beat that today, which is fantastic. We are just shy. What is this, like 72%, something like that, which is great. So, from a profitability standpoint, we definitely increased the value of our cards comfortably more than what it cost us to do the grading. So overall, I would say this was an excellent decision to send all these cards in. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed this format. Credit where credit is due. The reveal feature in the update to the PSA app actually is pretty cool, and I appreciate that. Well done, PSA. And as always, if you enjoy this kind of content, please do like, subscribe, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of the cards. And, we try to put out a new video every Friday morning at 11 a.m.